Are we starting herbaceously? Herbaceously?
Welcome to Dude Man Duos podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
We're back. We're talking about cancel culture today, dude.
Cancel culture.
There's a lot of stupid stuff going on. Why people canceling everybody for every little tiny thing nowadays?
Yeah.
They're like, I don't like that. Let's see if we can cancel them. It just reminds me of League of Legends chat. That's what it reminds me. Like League of Legends chat that is now in the world. Those people are just louder now. And now we all have to pay attention to them.
Maybe that is the origins, the root cause.
Or the OGs.
The original.
The OGs. Mom's basement, neckbeard people that just like,
yeah,
I'm bored. I have no friends. And just trash talk people that I dislike a little bit. That's just what picture in my brain.
Yeah.
So.
If any of you are not aware and you're not on Twitter, good for you.
I want to be like you.
Keep that going. But yeah, there's been some drama.
We'll talk about the Emru thing, right? Because people are just getting mad at her for not pushing an agenda that they wanted her to push, essentially, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so apparently somebody in her chat asked her what her opinions are on the recent political X, Y, or Z with the ICE and everything.
Gotcha, yeah.
And she just straight up said, and what I thought was, in my opinion, a very humble and good take, was like, hey, I'm not good at politics. If you need somebody that's not good at politics to tell you what to think, then you just probably get off the internet. It was actually a good take. I wish more people, celebrities, musicians, everything, I wish more people would have that take. Because not everybody is good at politics. Not everybody's good at
articulating your opinions in the correct way. I'm one of those. I'm so bad at articulating what I want to get through. So I try not to have those political, at least in the public.
Well, when you think about anybody that's remotely successful in a particular area of life, typically, especially somebody who is at the top echelon of success, you know, like Olympic athletes or very successful musicians, entertainers, whatever, they're usually a one-track, I'm really, 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 really good at this one thing, right? And so it's rare that you come across somebody that is that good at multiple things. There are some just savants, people that are complete geniuses, but generally speaking, they've spent their whole life honing one skill because that's all they practice, and they're just obsessed with it, and they're really good at that. There's people like that with politics too. Some of those people are people that I listen to because I, over time, notice that they're not biased as much as humanly possible. Everybody has bias, and they're sharp, and they say it how it is, and they're really good at it, whatever. But that's kind of how the world operates. Some people are really good at X, Y, or Z. Other people are really good at this other thing, and more people should learn to stay in their lane.
It's just such a polarizing subject, and people feel passionate. There's too much passion nowadays. I feel like too much emotion and all this like politics stuff. I remember when we were kids, nobody was talking about it. And you could argue that it was kind of worse when we were younger, all the secret stuff that was going on. And, like when thinking like the Bush days, there was a lot of politics going on, but we didn't talk about it all the time. It's probably the internet. I guess, just not social media everywhere, not so many posts on X, Twitter, Reddit, all this stuff. But it's just like, you didn't think about politics every day. You just lived your life, and then maybe something big would happen on the news, and then you'd have an opinion about that, and then it'd go away. Right. And now everything has something attached to it. Everyone wants to know everyone's opinion and what like domino effect of everything.
It's hardcore tribalism is what it is. And I see it, by the way, I see this on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I see it on the right and the left. I'm not nitpicking one side or the other. Personally, I'm an independent. It takes more work to be an independent because I don't identify as a Republican or Democrat. I look at everything. I try to figure out the arguments on both sides, and I figure out where I fall because I've noticed there's a lot more nuance.
Yeah, always.
There's a lot more nuance to things. And that's the problem with this woke. And there's woke on the right and there's woke on the left. But the problem with the woke mentality is it tries to force people to believe and to say and to regurgitate the same talking points as a tribalistic, like, this is how you know that you're part of the tribe. If you have these talking points, it doesn't allow there to be any nuance within the tribe. It's like, no, you either follow the line or you're out.
Oh, you're out. Yeah, it's also like gotcha comments or like gotcha discussions all the time. Like there's no point made on any of the like the woke side. There's no logical discussion on anything. It's always just like, what about this?
Got him.
It's just like, I gotcha. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you didn't. You don't even know what you're talking about. You
Right.
just said this one thing that you heard once on a Twitter post or something
Right.
like that. There's no logical discussion. That's
Yeah.
the hard part about it for me. I always like, but what's the context? There's no context.
Right.
It's a 2-second clip. There's just no logic involved. I'm a very logical brain, so I want to know what is a 2-hour conversation that
Yeah.
happened. There's none of
Right.
that anymore.
Well, and the idea that you could get a whole population to all agree and think the same way and agree on the same points exactly to a T is absolutely ridiculous. That's where the hardcore evil governments, fascist dictator governments come from, is when they're trying to get the whole population to think one way.
Yep.
And so you get people that say they're for diversity and inclusivity going and saying, we're diverse, we're inclusive, as long as you believe exactly what we think and have the exact same opinions. And they don't realize the dissonance, the cognitive dissonance that's going on, that they're being hypocrites. They're saying they're inclusive, but yet the only way that you can join their party and be part of the tribe is to believe this cookie cutter square point. It's so ridiculous, dude. The girl that was trying to cancel Emaru and calling her like a racist and all this stuff. I don't know much about her, but I listened to some of her audio clips. It's so ridiculous.
I've heard a couple of hers too. It's just a weird train of thought. I've never thought that way, so it's always like weird to see it. You're just kind of like,
Yeah.
just cringy. I was like, how could you be so one-sided? Just like, those horse goggles that they put on the horse so they don't see. That's just what they have naturally. It's like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Was it from like a lack of parenting? Was it just from like indoctrinating in the college or something? But
Well,
it's such a weird way to think. I don't even understand the logic of it.
And immediately going to calling somebody a Nazi, it makes me wonder what they think a Nazi is.
Well, I think that is just the media and everything just kind of diluting the word. And then now it's less of actually what Nazis are and more of a slang now, I think.
For me, when somebody's doing that, calling everybody and anybody a Nazi that disagrees with them, that is essentially taking away the impact and the evil of what true Nazis were and what actually happened back then. The slaughter, the just mass evil.
Yeah.
And so calling anybody and everybody a Nazi,
It doesn't make any sense.
it's interesting because I saw a Twitter post that was like, oh, it's so easy just to say your opinions. Here's a list of opinions. And it quoted every single opinion of that particular woke side. And like, here it is. That's easy. And it's just like, you guys don't know how dumb you sound.
Yeah.
Do you not know how to form opinions? Because forming opinions is more than just copying and pasting the popular opinion of your side. Yeah, well,
I mean, it all starts from people
it takes time.
It also starts from people not just listening to the other side, right? The whole argument's sake. Like, people aren't going to get their own opinions if they don't know both sides. Like, hear one side and they're like, that sounds good to me. That kind of makes some sense. And then they don't hear the counter argument to the other side. The other side's evil and they shut them down before they're able to listen. This happens left and right, regardless. And it's like, well, sometimes they have some good takes on both. And maybe if you're able to listen to them and then form your own opinion, that's how you start doing that in your life in general, if you're just not so tunnel visioned. So it's like, that's the problem. There's no discourse anymore. There's gotchas. You're right. You're wrong. This person's an idiot, Nazi. Therefore, we're never going to be able to move forward. Our generation's kind of screwed if we don't change the trajectory of being able to think for yourself.
Right.
Because that's what America has been founded on.
The freedom of religion, the freedom of thought and speech, as long as the speech isn't calling for ridiculous things like violence.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of America, is for us to dig deep, figure out these belief systems, and have opinions, and then have this discourse with people that disagree so that you can learn, what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
There's some friction, but there's good friction between different beliefs because they're honing each other. But when you get these people that are shallow in their thinking, and this is what the woke right and the woke left are, is that they're here.
Yep.
They haven't dug deep. They just have looked online or watched Fox News or CNN. They have found the talking points of their tribe.
That's the most important, the talking points.
The talking points and arguments. And all they've done is just got grabbed those, and they're sitting here at this shallow level, just shooting at these people that a lot of these people have probably spent way more time developing their opinions than they have. They're just shooting like, oh, you don't have these opinions. These are the popular opinions. And they have never actually dug down deep, because to actually form an opinion based on what you as a person believe, it takes
time,
a lot of time, because you sometimes have to work through all these weeds of like, okay, this side says this. What do they mean? Like, where are they coming from? This side says this. What do they mean? What are they coming from? And you start to do some research. Research takes time. Research takes energy. But instead, these people are operating on this like shallow level of thinking that takes absolutely zero effort.
Well, also, the internet just exacerbates this a lot, because not only does it take time to form opinions, like you might have a wrong opinion for a while and different beliefs because you haven't heard, like you said, done all the research yet, and then you change your mind. There's no changing your mind nowadays. Like, well, he said this 4 years ago,
right,
and all this stuff. And whenever you have an opinion, you just go on your keyboard. And it's just like we don't have that face to face anymore. So like if I'm talking to you and you disagree, and I know you and you're a friend, when you say something, you're going to say it out of kindness or out of, respect for someone else you know, and then you might be able to sway my opinion because of that. Or I might think about it later and change my mind. Nowadays, friends are like pushing against each other online, and then it's just easy to say, no, you're stupid, this is what's going on, and that's extremely rude, and then it pushes the other person on a complete opposite agenda. So everyone's just fighting all the time. There's no compassion or discussion going on. It just polarizes each side even more the more they fight.
Right.
So it's just get offline, enjoy your life, and maybe talk politics in person.
Yep.
That's a good way to do it.
And these people that are operating on this shallow level, I see a lot of insecurity. They see a good argument that could potentially, if they spent time thinking about that argument, might sway them. And instead of actually engaging and digging deep and thinking, they just throw mud at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is ultimate insecurity. And I feel like a lot of these woke left and woke right people are the completely most insecure people about their political beliefs that you really can be. It's like, you don't agree with me, then you're stupid. You're a Nazi. You don't agree with me, then you're a commie. You're a communist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just shut down argument because, let's be real, they haven't spent much time figuring out their arguments.
Yeah, they don't know.
It's just pure insecurity.
Yeah, it's all daddy issues if you think about it.
And college issues too, man. Because you think about schooling and college, a lot of times it's just, here, memorize this and regurgitate this. It's not teaching people how to think.
It's telling them
what to think.
Yeah, school systems were invented to teach you how to work in a factory, right? They're still doing that, Come sit down, be quiet, listen, do what you're told, do the homework, get out. That's the whole system of school. It's not how to break down problems or anything like that. And
there are some good teachers in the system that try to do that for sure. I remember in high school, there were some teachers that were pretty baller teachers. You know what I mean?
My wife's a teacher. Yeah, she's not like that. But I mean, it's the school system, not the teachers. I think we are kind of slowly getting out of that nowadays.
Yeah, especially with the information age, just everything being at your disposal. You're able to sit down and listen to a 3-hour podcast between two great minds, and to be able to listen to them argue, and you can learn from that how to engage with something that you might disagree with, and how to roll with it, and how to dig deep and ask the right questions and figure it out. So I think that there is hopefully some hope on the horizon. I think ultimately the biggest root of this whole BS woke culture is probably in our school system, for sure.
In my opinion, everything comes back to parenting to me. So you got like divorce rates are so high and all this stuff, and then you're in a one-parent home, and then it really messes up your thought process of when you're a kid. Being able to hear your dad and your mom deal with each other and communicate, and then them teach you, things while growing up. They're like, a lot of people don't have that. Their dad's gone, the weekend, all that kind of stuff.
I don't think I mean, I agree that divorce does have an impact, but I think you can still, both parents can be working on, teaching their kids things. Because, for instance, I've been through divorce, but I work really hard with trying to help my kids understand things. I teach things, and I never, put down their mom.
Yeah.
Even though there has been some bitterness between us because of the things that we went through that caused the divorce in the first place. So there's ways to do that that's healthy. It's not just the single parent.
Well, it's not. When I say that, I'm not saying the good there's good people who get divorced and they raise their kids well. I mean, that's not really what I meant. I meant just like the whole culture of splitting, leaving, and then like people being lazy and not taking care of their kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more articulated there. Like there's good parents
Sure.
that leave, that's not what my argument was. It was just the culture
right.
of, I mean, there's dads that disappear and they're not there.
Right.
There's a lot of kids that don't have dads, and no dads at all. That don't even try to teach them anything. They just
Right.
leave.
But there's also a lot of people that they've stayed together. They're a full family.
Same. Yeah.
But the dad works all the time, and a lot of times because of the financial situation, their mom has to work as well. So they're being raised by daycare people.
Daycare and then schools.
Schools and daycare are raising a lot of kids.
Yep. And that comes into the economy because it's so expensive. So it's two income households.
Right.
Oh, it goes deep. Let's just keep going.
It goes deep. It goes deep. And you could also argue, is that a fault of the economy, or is that a fault of the family wanting a certain lifestyle, and so they force themselves into this pigeonhole?
You want to go down the rabbit hole? You want to try and find out?
There's all different rabbit holes, but I agree though. Ultimately, I think the crazy polarized woke climate right now, cancel culture climate, is a product of parenting and
school
systems. So the person that is trying to cancel Emaru, the girl, I don't remember her name, but she and her community had tried to call Child Protective Services on a guy because the guy didn't believe certain things the way that she did.
Yeah.
You think about how evil that is.
It's so evil.
And her reasoning was, well, kids below the age of 3 won't remember things anyways.
I heard something about that.
Yeah. Let's take a trip down that logic thought process. So if someone doesn't remember whatever you do to that person, that means it's okay to do whatever you want to that person?
What was the context of that?
I don't remember, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember all the details, but I think it was something to do with the fact that it was Ethan Klein. Something about Israel and their take on Israel. Because Ethan Klein's wife is an Israeli.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And whatever. So let's take that thought process. If it's okay to do something to somebody just because they won't remember it, does that mean if an adult is blacked out drunk and not going to remember anything, does that mean that you can do whatever you want to that person and it's okay because they won't remember it? Like that's the argument, dude.
That's so stupid.
Like, also, kids under the age of 3 might not remember it in the normal sense of memory, but their nervous system, their emotional capacity, everything is being developed, and things affect that.
That's molding them.
So, yeah, it is molding them. And so, even if they don't remember it in the classic sense of memory, their whole system is going to remember that.
Well, you got like habits, you got like coping mechanisms and all this stuff that the kids can gain for that.
Well, if a kid is constantly in fight or flight mode when they're growing up, even if they don't remember the memory, their system remembers it, which you can argue that that's even worse. Because if you remember a certain thing,
you can fix it.
You can go to therapy, you can fix it, right? If something happened prior to them getting to 3 years old and they don't remember it, but it's affected them, it's so much harder to work on that.
Now it's a habit.
So in my opinion, it's even worse.
It's always sad when we hear stuff about kids.
Yeah.
So you got kids, you just think about it. You're just like, you love them. I don't know.
Yeah.
You want them to be normal human beings and not have all these mental issues and being able to deal with life effectively and have joyful lives and not be internet keyboard warriors for their whole life. Because just thinking about, imagine your kids turning into those people. Just think about it in your head about all they do is care about putting their opinions online. What is their normal life like?
Right.
How sad do you think that person's brain is if you're there?
Well, it makes me sad thinking about that, because legitimately becoming a father has made me view everybody as, you were once a little
baby,
cute little toddler.
Yep.
What happened to you? What did your parents do? What life event happened that made you turn into this just bitter, it helps me have empathy for these people. And that's why, like, we come here, we talk about it, because we want to help people figure out these things. Because, I mean, personally, I have friends that are on both sides of the political spectrum, left, right, and even in the center, all over the place. We get along. We sometimes have discussions that we disagree, but we love each other. That's how you make a difference. You can't make a difference in a country politically by trying to shut down any argumentation, trying to shut down anybody that disagrees with you. You can't, because let's just say hypothetically the population is split perfectly down the middle 50-50. If you're shouting at the other 50% of the population and trying to shut them down and call them Nazis, they're never going to hear your side. And what if you're right? What if your side is right? What if your thoughts are right? They're never going to listen to you because of the way you're handling it. Yeah, you're handling it like a little prepubescent, adolescent, kindergartner little kid, immature. They're not going to listen to you. So even if you want to elicit change in a government, in a country, you can't do it by shouting at people and calling them Nazis and canceling them.
It's the classic boy cries wolf. Like, I mean, if you just call everyone Nazis all the time, no one's going to listen to you because you're just like, oh, they're just crazy. They must be talking about something crazy and cuckoo. That's why discourse is a thing. I remember when we were kids, we had friends that were left and right, and they were still cordial with each other. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? That's impossible now. Almost impossible. There's sometimes
it is possible. It's just
possible, but you know.
To be fair, also, it feels like a majority of the people being like this, only because this particular group of people, woke left, woke right, they're very vocal.
Yeah.
I don't think the majority of people are like
No,
that.
they're not. They're not.
I just think it's more evident because those are the people that are always stating their opinions.
That's true. It's more loud. It's the echo chamber. You're just on the internet, and the people who are going to be on the internet are the ones that are going to express their opinions. I never post on the internet. I'm just, sometimes I'll read stuff, but there's probably more people like me than them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world's probably not as bad as it looks.
Well, and that's the thing, man. Internet kind of skews your perspective of the world.
Yeah.
Now
we think the world is doomed.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to get all the normal people to think the world's over.
Yeah. Well, some people watch so much Fox News, CNN. They're always watching these doom and gloom stories because that's what sells. If you watch enough of those news cycle events, you feel like the world is ending.
That's true.
Like it's getting crazier and crazier. But the fact of the matter is we're in a really good time to be alive.
Oh, we're in the best time to be alive.
You think about the Dark Ages when you were stuck. Wherever you grew up, for the most part, you were stuck.
Yeah.
If you were in this tiny little plot of land that was owned by some lord and he had basically ownership of you and your family, if he wanted to take your sister, imagine living in the Dark Ages.
No, I'm good.
When literally nobody had rights unless you had power.
Yeah, I'm good.
And that sounds horrible. We're living in a pretty darn good time.
It's a pretty good time. You could argue that like the 90s or the early 2000s were a little bit better because we have to deal with all the crazy internet.
I don't even know that it was better. I think people were more ignorant of what was going on.
That would make it. That's the argument.
I guess
of it being
ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance
in some respects.
is bliss, especially when it comes to like politics stuff, because you're just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be thinking about this stuff all the time. Think about your family, your job. What are you doing next? What fun vacation are you going on? Think about what's the party next week? You're inviting your friends over. You're having a time with the boys online.
Thinking about how to be a good friend. Thinking about how to be a good father or mother. Thinking about how to actually do something that matters and elicits change in a community. Because a lot of these people that say that, oh, you have to be into politics or else you're not making a difference. Those people aren't making a difference.
They don't make a difference. They're making
All
it worse.
they're doing is yelling at the top of their lungs. They're not actually doing anything. I see a lot of people that have their boots on the ground in local communities, helping people, serving people, bringing food to families that need it. There's all this stuff going on. But these people that are like, oh, if you're not super involved in politics, if you aren't regurgitating the most popular talking points of the political thing, then you're not making a difference. And you're obviously a Nazi if you don't care. And like, dude, take a step back. Person. Take a step back, look at your life. What difference have you made?
None.
Other than making people angry.
Just pretty much. Also, if you think about it too, there's so much time involved to like work on yourself mentally and physically, brain wise. You can't change if you don't have the brain power to do so. Like everyone's like just politics, thinking about the world that doesn't even affect them very much. So what are you working on here? What are you doing here? You're not doing anything there. You think you're fine. You think you're perfect. So therefore you're just hassling other people. So now you're becoming a horrible person, a Karen. One might say. And you could be a guy Karen too. What? Oh, dude, what would it be? Now I want to know. Now I want a guy's version.
What is the guy equivalent of a Karen?
Discussion below. Let's figure out the guy Karen name because there is one out there.
You know, when somebody comes at me and just trying to shut me down without any good arguments, you know, it's not worth it. They're not going to listen to me anyways. They have their talking points and they only ever want to try to prove somebody else to be wrong and them right. They don't actually want to elicit change. If they did, they would actually have a good conversation with me. Oh, yeah. And I've just learned to just tune them out. Like, I'm like, you know, I hope something happens in your life to where you can actually learn to dig deep. But until that time, I'm not going to bother. Dude, so did you see along the lines of this whole cancel BS, they're trying to cancel the burnt peanut?
Yeah, dude. What is it? He's cheating and he's botting. Is that correct? Is that the
I think it's primarily they're claiming that he's view botting, yeah.
Okay. Why would he? I mean, he's 100K is not that unbelievable.
Let me tell you what it is.
Okay.
They be jealous.
Oh, yeah.
They be jealous of success. They be like narcissists over in a corner, be like, that should be me. Why isn't it me? Oh, obviously, it's not the fact that I'm not talented. Clearly, it's because he's cheating with view bots. That's the only reason it could be. Because speaking of the narcissists, I am the best in the world. And so why don't I have all these followers and views and stuff? It's just pure jealousy is what it is.
Yeah, dude, it's so small streamers that have been out for like 5-10 years that don't do anything but sit there and like have no good dialogue, and they have like 20 viewers and they've been stuck at that for like 5 years, and those are all the people that are probably crap talking to Peanut.
Best thing that Peanut could do is be like, actually, you know, I'll just say, if I was in that situation, I would be like, you mad?
That's pretty much what he does anyway, isn't it? That's pretty much what he does.
Like, hey, you mad?
Like I said, you kill him with sarcastic dude, love.
So that's one of my favorite comebacks. Back when I was playing League, I made a mistake or whatever. Somebody would just fume, and then I would type in chat, you. Like, I wouldn't spell out you.
You good?
Just you space mad?
Oh, you
question mark? Or you space good? Question mark?
I like the you good. I like the you good one. Because you mad is a little more like
you mad?
Like agitative, and you good? You know, because like you mad, bro, and that's more of like instigating. Yeah. But you're like, you good? So you have I always like to say is like, you have a bad day. I've always done that. I was like, I'm sorry your day was so bad.
Sorry you're having a bad day, bud.
Like I said, it comes to that like trying to be their like therapist, like that kind of like condescending, like, let's get through this, bro. Let's get through the roots. What happened today?
What happened? What? Just be their therapist.
What's your trajectory?
Here, sit down.
How did it start?
So, okay.
Did you get sleep?
Okay.
Did you hydrate?
One of the great things about Arc Raiders is if you get a kill on a guy, you have moment before you end his life.
The moment
to be his therapist.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
If they don't just give up before.
Yeah. So a lot of times a guy will be aggressive towards me and potentially being a rat against me, and then I respond to kill him, and then he just fumes. You know, he's like, "Oh my, what's your problem?" And I just kind of sit there next to him and be like, "Get it out, buddy. Get it out. Feel it. Express it. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking."
Gotta get some of that on camera. Just some like Arc Raiders therapy sessions.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of funny like dialogue you can get with Arc Raiders with just how the game is. It's prime content.
Prime content.
But yeah, dude, with the Peanut thing, it's just like people like, how is he so big? And if you just think about it, I never watched Twitch ever. I never watched streaming. I'm not into that. I watched the Burnt Peanut. That's how he's at 100K.
Right. He's entertaining.
Boom.
Period.
Not to everybody.
He's entertaining. And He will be on these different servers to try to, mitigate the amount of stream snipers, Brazil and all these other different countries. And they still know his name in these different servers, in these different countries. So he's huge.
Oh, he's huge.
And people be mad, people be jealous, and people trying to make up excuses as to why he's successful and they're not. And let's be honest, the main reason why he's successful is because he's funny and talented.
Not only that, he also puts in the work. Like, I mean, that dude, he puts in the work. He got the whole bit going on. He's always active to the bit. Like, he is the Peanut. That's what he is. He's trying to be like a TV show or something. He's supposed to be immersive. He's putting in the work to do it versus somebody who just has some funny quips every once in a while.
Well, and the thing is, he was putting in the work for years.
Oh, yeah.
But he wasn't ultra successful until it was the combination of all of his work and his talent and his time put in, plus Arc Raiders.
The Arc Raiders was the game because it's a new game.
It was that combination. That was the crazy coagulating storm that just made him blow up, right?
And now he's going to make a lot of other games popular because people are always going to watch him. A new game comes out, he'll try it. If he likes it, he'll bring community. Instead
of spending time hating on people that are successful, instead of spending time fuming on Twitter and trying to bring successful people down, spend that time and that energy getting good.
Get good.
Get good.
Dude,
get good at whatever you're doing. Entertaining. If you're trying to be a streamer, figure out a way to get good at it, okay? Don't look at somebody being successful and be bitter and spend all this energy hating on them. Instead, channel that energy towards yourself.
To getting good.
Dude,
we need to I love that phrase. Can we need to coin that phrase?
We need to coin that phrase? That's already been coined.
Is it?
Yeah, good.
Someone coined it.
Oh, dude, it's been a phrase for a while now, bro.
I know, but I love that phrase.
It's a great phrase.
You don't hear a lot of people do it nowadays.
Not as much.
I feel like, I want to say we started. I feel like back in 2000.
We definitely did not start it.
Kevin, we did.
We definitely. It was in our friend circle for sure.
Kevin, we did. I never hear anybody say it anymore. Maybe it's our generation. I don't hear anybody say get good anymore.
It's a lot more rare.
Yeah, like it's not. I think it's not a thing. We should bring it back. It's the best phrase. It's the best comeback to any kind of argument in video games. Get good.
Hey, get good.
Yeah, just get good.
Hey, get good.
You don't want to say anything else. You be quiet.
Get good.
And you want just get good.
Yeah. In fact, if you really want to put the icing on the cake, if you really want to put the steroids in the needle, if you really want to put that caffeine in the ganja. Why are you looking at me that way? So instead of saying get good, get really lazy with it and just be like, hey, get good.
That's what that was all for. It's just, hey,
get good. Like you put as little effort into that phrase as possible, and that really hones it in. Really digs it deep, puts the salt in the wound. Hey,
how do you
get good?
Try saying that in chat.
Get
G-I
get good.
Just G-O-O.
Get good.
Get good. That's so stupid.
That's great.
You can just say get good.
Get good. Hey,
get good.
Get good.
Sounds like a baby talk. Get good.
Hey, get
good.
Hey, boop, boop, boop.
Hey, get good.
Well, see, but
baby
you're
talking
talking
now.
Well, you got to baby talk him because
so
you got
many layers to that.
Well, you got to get to their level. Okay. Yeah. You got to baby talk so that they understand. Because they be
true.
operating.
Their brains aren't there yet.
They be operating at the baby level.
The baby level. That's
true.
You know
what I mean?
All these baby gamers out there too. They don't understand. That makes sense.
So, the little nublets, the little noobs, the little nooboskis, get good.
We're here to teach you guys to get good.
Get good.
Get good.
Get good.
Hopefully no babies listen to probably no babies listen to us.
Pretty sure no babies listen to us.
No, probably not. I don't see why they would. They're too busy on their Reddit. Keyboard warrior enough. They don't listen to podcasts either. If they listen to podcasts, they'd probably be a little bit. Depends what they listen to.
Depends on the podcast.
I was like, wait, it depends.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. They're probably just watching Hassan and Destiny.
Yeah, they probably only watch content that makes them feel like a good person.
Oh yeah, they don't
You know
like
what I mean?
confrontation. That's right.
Because everything is kind of revolved around their identity and making them feel like a good person, even though they're not actually eliciting any kind of change and hope for the future, or they're not actually doing anything that's helping people.
Yeah.
All it is just making them feel good and signaling to other people that they're a good person.
And also, people feel good by making other people feel bad, which is just horrible human nature, by the way.
Yep. One of the most immature things you can do is be like, yo, I feel bad, so therefore I'm going to tear down everyone else around me so that I can feel good, so that everyone else feels bad. That is the cheater mentality.
No, so it's if you
People who do
everything,
that probably also cheat in video games.
if you put this all into whole, if you just think about it, if you break it down to a level, all these people, they're just bullies. Doesn't mean they're good bullies or physically beating you up, but it's just bully mentality. Even if it doesn't affect you, it's just them trying to tear other people down to make themselves feel better. Yep. That's what bullies do. That 12-year-old on the playground that's slightly bigger than the other 12-year-old that has a posse for some reason because his parents are rich, or he's bullied them into thinking that as well. That's what you are. You're just a bully online.
You're onto something.
Nobody cares about you. You're an idiot. No one likes you.
They're prepubescent, adolescent bullies.
That's what it is.
They're stuck.
Cancel culture equals pubescent bullies. You got to put pubescent in bullies.
Prepubescent.
We'll put that as the tag, the thumbnail.
Cancel culture people equal prepubescent bullies.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is if you break it down.
And then we at the very bottom we're like, grow up and giga.
Giga. Grow up and giga.
Giga.
So if you learned anything from this podcast, which you probably didn't, which is understandable,
giga.
They're bullies. That's what they are.
They're bullies that need to grow up and giga.
Yeah. That's not going to go away anytime soon. That's the new thing for the next couple months, isn't it? You have to listen in chat to you say giga for like 2 months.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's the new thing for sure, dude. Because I like to...
beat the dead horse.
I like to beat the dead horse. So
there's no horse left, dude. It's just like mush at this point. Like, they're just like... I always visualize like a carcass whenever you like have these things. Like I think of just this horse that's just like mush every time, and you're just like still like I just have this visual of you and a horse, like because you do that so much. It's just in my brain every time now. All right, that's all we have for you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Fun little breakdown of some cancel culture. Hope you guys had a good time. Were our takes good? Were they bad? We don't care anyway.
If our takes were bad, go ahead and try to cancel us.
Yeah, get good.
Get good.
So
get good.
But I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Peace and love, guys.
Yeah, peace and love.
Welcome to the motherfucker.
You always ruin the intros. You want to just... Welcome to Bad Goods. Stop ruining my intros.
Just sitting there looking at your lips, just trying to predict exactly what you say.